Okay. Well, are you looking forward to seeing the bomber wreck out here?
Yeah, so we're moving on to the salty playa.
Yeah. Kurt and Margot are both visiting here from Germany, and Kurt is really into airplanes and airplane wrecks, and he has studied airplanes on both sides during the war, and he goes to all kinds of air shows just to learn more about them. So we're lucky to have them along to go out in the salt flats where this B-24 came to rest in October 20th, 1944. They have visited airplane wrecks both in Germany and in this country. Kind of crunchy under the feet, huh?
Yeah, hopefully it holds out.
Yeah.
Because they were sinking in while landing.
When you go across this, the faster you walk, the better off you are. just walk fast.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
We can go up here and your feet will be totally dry, but it's dry enough now, there's no real problem. Sometimes we have water here. Just walk fast across it. We carefully make our way into the first part of the playa where it's the wetter. Then it'll be fairly solid from there on. The Creator made a very interesting pattern to the playa. It seems to be in little sections, all slightly different in shape, but somewhat near the same size. This heavy B-24 bomber was on a training mission in this valley, and they lost some power in their engines, and they tried to get out of the valley and couldn't, and so they threw everything out, machine guns and ammo and everything they didn't have to have, and tried to climb out of the valley and still couldn't make it. And so they decided to land on this playa, and all went well at first. Then this heavy four-motor bomber became heavier the slower it went, and it crushed through the playa, and there was a corporal that was riding on top the fuselage, and when the plane came to an abrupt halt, it threw him through one of the propellers, and it cut one of his legs off, and so they tried to give him medical care, and the radio was damaged during the crash landing, and so they couldn't call for help, and so they wrote a message on the playa that they needed help, and this person lived. It took about 2 days to get rescued. An ambulance took him out, and on the way across the pass as they left the place, he passed on due to loss of blood. And the ambulance had all sorts of trouble getting out here. The roads were rough and very hard to get out, and they had flat tires and all sorts of things at that time. The tire tracks still remain to this day, so long after the crash where this big heavy bomber went in, and they taxied quite a ways before the plane became so heavy that it crushed through the playa. Due to the wet conditions this year, there's a little bit of mud right around where the tire tracks went in, and so we find the tire tracks and we just follow them till we come to the wreckage. See where they taxied right up here, and we're still doing fine till it finally sunk enough that it stopped. But the airplane maybe wasn't hurt severely, but it was stuck in the mud, so it sat here for a few years, and then finally someone came out here and salvaged the metal from it for scrap. Kurt from Germany is with us, and so he studied airplanes from both sides during the war, and so he'll know about what these things are we're seeing. But that's good therapy, that mud.
Well, it's too salty.
Too salty for you, huh? Make you salty. What is this piece right by you there, Kurt?
This is the front landing gear from the
The center front landing gear.
24.
Yeah.
It was a Liberator bomber. They did a emergency landing in here, lost power, and finding a dry spot and landed here.
Landed here.
Ended up, and
Yeah.
the plane got stuck.
Yeah, and so here it's set. What is this piece here? Is it?
It's a little bit from the fuselage there.
Oh, a piece of the fuselage, huh? Yeah. Yeah, and the rest was hauled off for scrap. Yeah.
Stainless steel ammo box.
Oh, that's an ammo box. Does it still work? Is it still okay?
Well, maybe.
Yeah.
Clean up.
Yeah. And what's all the wire here?
Oh,
That's their electrical wire?
all the electrical stuff.
Yeah.
So over there, it's landing gear from the under the wings.
Oh, from the under the...
Hydraulic thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. That salt's taking a toll on this stuff, huh? Yeah. Oh, wow.
The hydraulic.
Oh, yeah. The shock absorber thing.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's the axle, isn't it?
That could be the axle, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah.
And on the other side, I think there's still some rubber from the tires.
Oh, we'll go look. And how about the fuel tanks?
Can't see them anymore.
I
knew of some years ago we saw some of the
We
fuel
saw
tanks.
the fuel tanks, yeah. And how about those fuel tanks? Well, why were they made of rubber, Kurt?
Oh, they were made bulletproof, so they sealed if a bullet goes through, don't lose.
You don't lose your precious fuel.
Fuel, yeah, they were self-sealing tanks.
Self-sealing,
I
yeah.
think both sides of the war had it.
Oh, both on both sides. What is this here? Is that a tire or a fuel tank?
Hard to it's really in bad shape already. Maybe it is. At least there are several layers of rubber.
Yeah.
Could be a leftover fuel tank.
Oh, it could be a fuel tank, huh? Oh yeah, look at it. It's kind of big. It goes behind you there too. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe we find the fuel cap.
Oh, yeah, that would be interesting, a fuel cap. Yeah. Well, that must be a fuel tank.
Yeah, I think it's some maybe overflow thing or whatever.
Yeah. And what in the hell was that coyote doing here?
Yeah, he was trotting out a long way, huh?
Yeah.
He was coming, let's see.
He came to look.
Went out.
Yeah, yeah, he was heading that way. Yeah. And it hasn't been that long ago. Yeah, and then this up here is, oh, there's a bunch of fire brick here. Were they used for something in the plane?
Not I know of.
Yeah, maybe that was something the salvage crew.
Something from shore.
Yeah,
They got.
maybe the salvage crew used them to when they were.
Maybe put something on, like that.
Right. And what is this, Kurt?
Huh.
Oh, it's one of the braces for the landing gear, isn't it? Yeah. And
This is just a fuel tank.
oh, that's a fuel tank, huh?
So that you know the fuel tanks were in the wings. So
Yeah.
makes sense. There's one on the other side. So
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Pretty big fuel tank. What's that laying next to it there? Oh, that's the thing around the filler cap.
yeah, kinda.
Yeah,
Right.
where it was bolted on.
Yeah, yeah.
The rust has taken a toll on it for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Like washers.
Yeah.
The stuff was put into the rubber
Yeah.
to hold.
Yeah. To hold something.
To hold metal pieces.
Right. Yeah. And then this must be another fuel tank then, huh?
Ah, the other landing gear.
Oh.
It's another.
Oh, a wheel and the tire.
Another hydraulic.
Yeah.
There was a little guy talking.
Yeah.
What's that?
It must.
Huh?
I don't know.
A fox?
Oh, I bet it was one of those little
Kit fox.
Yeah. Yeah, he was sure cute, I'll bet. I wonder what the heck they were doing out here. Yeah, this is the landing gear with the hydraulic shocks on it.
Maybe that's another fuel tank here.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's the axle and
Yeah, you
the
see.
tire went right here. Yeah. Well, I'll bet these things took a lot of fuel.
Well, now it would be pretty much leaking, huh?
Yeah, it looks like it would leak out. Yeah,
There's another track.
another little.
Here?
No, I think that's a little ground squirrel or something. Maybe
Another animals hopping.
hopping around out here for some reason. Now this airplane replaced the B-17. Did you say?
Mainly, B-17 was made a little earlier, and then the B-24 was bigger and had a heavier bomb load.
Yeah. And anyway, the B-17s were the ones that were flying over Germany.
Both 17s and 24s.
And the 24s.
Yeah.
But that was quite a few years before you were born, I guess.
Yeah, it was. Luckily, I didn't had to go to war or face the war. So
Yeah.
we grew up in peacetime, and I'm glad with it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I remember the war myself. It was mainly the war with when it was in the Pacific,
Pacific, you know.
that I remember.
And they have the B-29, which flew much
Oh, yeah.
farther.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this has sure changed since we were here last. When we were here last, we didn't have any of this darn mud.
Well, this year rain maybe took.
Yeah, it just happened to catch right here.
Well, it fills the lake and
Yeah.
it's up sometime.
Yeah.
It's really interesting still seeing the tracks rain came in.
Yeah, the tracks are still there, and it looks like he set that big bomber down real close to the side of the shore to use all the runway. It's too bad he sunk through, or he.
Well, it wasn't that long, so if you see the tracks on maybe,
Yeah.
half a mile.
Yeah, and how long a strip would it take to land one?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
But anyway, it slowed up enough that it didn't kill everybody.
Only one guy got injured
And later died.
later died,
Yeah. Isn't that nice how this salt has these little ridges? Just sort of a design, and all these little pads are,
Really forms nicely,
yeah, they're kind of all the same
Very
size.
clean right now.
Yeah, very clean. A lot of good salt here. And they claim this salt is the most pure salt found any place, I believe.
Well, there's no industry around.
Right, yeah. Yeah. I don't know what he was doing out there, but
Then I saw the tracks going like south.
yeah.
Kitfox. Ah, ja.
Yeah.
Dat is neat.
Cola?
Ja.
Hobby Esopus.
Nee.
Well, a nice day for it out here,
It is wonderful, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's calm, and the only thing we are missing are airplanes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, did you like the mud?
Well, not too much, but that's okay. In the spring we have enough water to wash it out.
Yeah, we'll find enough water to wash it out. Yeah, that's when we were here before, we never had that mud, did we? Not
I
that
think
much.
the first time we went
Well,
out
it was on the rim,
from
Yeah.
the shore, it was really muddy.
but out
Yeah.
here it's
But
getting
out here
dry
was-
and dry.
But out here it
Now it's
wasn't.
the other way around.
Yeah. That's some real pretty desert mountains right behind us. Pretty easy going on this, I guess.
This is very smooth, flat, and stable. This
Yeah.
is great.
Yeah, we're not sinking in one bit. Kurt's still there taking pictures, I guess, huh?
I think he tries something to send over the.
Right over on this side, we see the tops of some of the little posts that were here, and these were all evaporation ponds here, and they had enough they could alternate it. Some were dry and some would have salt water in them evaporating, and then they'd have people come out here and shovel up the salt and send it over the tram for the short life that the tram lived. The row of coast for the evaporation ponds, and the salt is really taking a toll on the wood here, but you can see where the perimeter of this evaporation ponds were. And then this structure out there was, when they had the buckets, that was a turnaround where they turn the buckets around and head them back full of salt over the tram. The salt replaces the pores in the wood and then expands and breaks the wood all up. So these are right at their final stage of life, where you see the piles of salt around them. There's some more little posts there and salt buildup around them, I guess. Yeah, evaporation ponds there. And this was all one structure at one time. It was for turning around the buckets for the tram. And this part here is rusted off. But imagine 120 years out on a salt flat like this. It must have been darn good steel in the first place. Pretty well rusty, huh? Yeah, you can see the little cogs up there, and this thing here rotated to turn the buckets around.
Well, I'm kind of disappointed the carnival ride is broken down.
Yeah.
I really wanted to go for a spin on it.
Yeah. I imagine you'd have got your money's worth on a ride on this thing. You see the writing on it, Margaret?
H&H.
What does it say?
It says
Made in Germany.
GHH number 129 Germany.
It doesn't have the date though. No?
No, it's the date.
Well, we know it was made like very early 1900s. Look how that wood's deteriorating from the salt. And boy, that metal's getting awful rusty. It must have been very good metal in the first place, so to stand it this long. See that thing there has cables on it, and that thing turned at one time to turn the tram buckets around. Keep getting lower every year.
It's up above the Olympian stuff. It's above. Done. Up. Now we.
I'll pull on it.
Oh, pull if maybe it turns. Harder.
I think maybe I'm about 120 years too late to get it to turn.
Okay.
Look how that darn cable's rusted off.
Mm-hmm.
These rods. Those turnbuckles will never turn again.
No.
We're gonna take some of those back for Tim.
Yeah. He'd have a use for them.
Pushed hard enough.
Yeah. Yeah. And here's another one of their evaporation ponds. With little rows of stakes.
Du machst das Gleiche. Rechts den Fuß nach vorne. Stehen bleiben. Stehen bleiben.
This is a helophiliac, I think they call it. It's a plant that can live in salt.
And salt bush, so if we eat it, it tastes salty.
Right, yeah, and it can excrete the salt through those leaf-like things. That must be a loading ramp where they loaded wagons with dirt to make salt or something. Or salt trams over across this little bit of salt water. The burros have been here. Look at their trails all over the place. Yeah. Darn thing's almost dry, huh? Oh, it's open where the water's just running through it. Yeah.
Fish in there.
Well, there used to be crawdads and stuff in there.
Looks like it'll fill up pretty fast.
Oh, there's some little minnows. Do you see any bullfrogs or crawdads or anything?
Fish.
Those bullfrogs, they like to hide down.
Got the hands of the crawdad right there.
Well, I've never seen it dry like this. It's always running over. We're out in the slough today. The burros have been out there eating a lot of this swamp grasses. These grasses that are out here, I'm not certain, but what they may be something that was introduced here. They may not have been here when the Indians were here.
No, I don't know.
Grass may be introduced, it may not be native here, but if it were native here, the Indians could have sure used it for their wickiacs. It'd be great grass for that. Look at the heads on it. The burros have eaten a lot of it. The salt tower is coming up right ahead of us, one of them, from their salt operation in the lake.
Bike being so cruel to animals, that's... Tom, those are fallen giants.
Yeah.
Now you
Time
know
has
where they
taken
are.
its toll on it. Yeah, that's where my giants are.
Yeah.
Area?
What's that? This operation was powered by electricity. You can see by the broken up insulator there. And it was, although it was like very early 1900s, there was still electricity being used here, and big electric motors ran this tram out here. Over 100 years in the salt has certainly taken a toll on the
Salt
wood,
has certainly
metal,
taken a
and
toll on
everything
these
right here in the
holes
salt flats.
throughout the years. There's an old power pole that finally gave it up and crashed to the salt flats. Settling ponds every place here. There's some more settling ponds. Now we're down where the salt evaporation ponds were for the early 1900 salt operation that was going on here, and there you can see where the evaporation ponds were really well here.
Park Service hasn't cleaned all the trash out of here. If it's old, it's okay. If it's newer, it's like, eh.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun place to work. Not so much. Yeah, that's all right.
But Tom, do we go swimming in there?
We
Nothing special, I don't think.
Yeah, except it's salt has expanded it and broke it all to pieces. Yeah. Good out here, huh?
Well, not too bad.
That's the herd Jack, I guess. Come here, Jack, and be sociable. Well, you're not going to, huh?
Nope.
Okay, when it's red, it's recording.
Can you see okay?
Mm-hmm.
6, 7, and the big one is 8.
Look at that black one. And there's the baby up there with the other group.
Little one there, little baby one.
Oh,
The others look kind of young too.
that one Jenny looks like she's with foal. Rotate it.
Oh.
It's got a pretty good zoom on it. Get him?
Mm-hmm.
Good. That's a good baby.
There are 2 more in the bushes.
Yeah, 2 went up there. I keep looking for old Maury if he's still alive.
Yeah. See. Now I think you can see.